And welcome back. So glad that I can make your acquaintance once more. We are sitting here broadcasting from my bedroom. Girl, I know she's serving you a basic plate at the moment, girl, but trust me when I tell you, this is not the finished product. This is just like before with my living room. You know, it started with the air mattress, so forth and so on, and then we increased. The last thing on my list was my bedroom, only because my bedroom is strictly for me, and I guess whoever I'm sharing it with at that moment, or whatever the case may be, but my bedroom is for me. What I want to talk about today is that friend of mine who called one time during the live show, and when I told this bitch that I was busy and that I would call her back, she told me,
"Oh, I guess that'll have to do."
So she group texted me, a few days ago, talking about she wanted to have drinks at her house. Just a few girls that she CC'd in the group text that she wanted to come to her home for her birthday, to ring her birthday in and to have cocktails with her. And, you know, one of the people that she put in the group text was my botanist, also known as my drug dealer bitch. Although at first it was kind of alarming to me because I'm like, girl, you know I don't really feature her. At the same time, it's your event. So if you want her to go, it's your birthday. So I'm like, okay. And when I say her, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying, you know, that's part of my vernacular, girl. When I say her and girl, my microphone could be a she and a her and a girl. The bottom line is you group text me with this bitch. And I was all for it because I'm like, okay, this is your birthday. And although I may not be 100% comfortable, for your birthday, girl, I will put my comfort to the side in order to help you ring in your birthday. But see, that's my motherfucking problem. And we're going to get on that later on in the episode. But okay, they CC'd me in the text. And my botanist was like, oh, I'm so excited, whatever the case may be. And then maybe a few hours later, I responded, oh, I'll do my best. I definitely want to help you ring in your birthday, so I'll do my best. Something, I'm paraphrasing, but something along the lines of, you know, I'll do my best. And so maybe about, 2-3 minutes after I sent that message, I get a call. We're going to call her Terrence. Get a call from Terrence. I pick up my phone. I say, what's going on, Miss Terrence? Miss Terrence says to me, first she opens up the conversation about Daniel, the botanist.
Hey, what's going on with you and Daniel?
Bitch, you already know what's going on with us because I already explained to you the situation, but are you asking, are there any updates?
Well, Daniel expressed to me in so many words that they would be open to having a conversation with you.
And potentially something about the friendship. And he was like,
well, they didn't exactly say that they would want to be your friend again, but that's what I got from it.
See, first of all, I'm not here for these interpretations. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, they didn't say it, but I think, and even if they flat out said that I would be open to a conversation and I would like to be friends again, bitch, they need to reach out to me. I'm not reaching out to them because I've already done that once. And when I did it, look how it turned out. So, bitch, the ball is in your court for you to man the fuck up, Miss Thing, and to do the right motherfucking thing in this situation. You are wrong. And he's telling me, well, I think we should get out of the spirit of who's right and who's wrong. I can't stand a bitch that want to be neutral on everything. There's a time and a place to be neutral, but to me it's a cop-out when you can't, when it's a very obvious situation and you still talking about, well, let's not really subscribe to who's right and who's wrong. No, bitch, I'm sorry. Sometimes the bitch is wrong, and in this particular case, this bitch is motherfucking wrong. I'm sorry. So I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for this bitch just because you want me to come to your birthday party and you want things to be copacetic. But anyway, it gets better. Then he going to spin around and say to me something like, okay, so that was the first thing. Which this explains to me why you wanted us to make up. This next part of the story, what I'm about to lay over top of y'all. So he was like, so that was the first thing. The second thing is, and I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the specifics how he worded it, but something like, maybe there was a neighbor or something where, for whatever reason, there was a noise complaint. But I'm just saying, like, you knew that before you sent the group text. So you see how people play games, I feel? Like, people like to play games, but okay. So he was like, my question is, or he was like, I have a favor I need to ask you. And the favor is, could we host my birthday party at your house? The moment I say, I'm going to do my best to arrive on the scene, you call me like 2 minutes later. Once you call me, first you're trying to get me to reach out to this bitch that I've already told you I'm not featuring. Now, if I won't repair the relationship for myself so that I can continue to have a relationship where we exchange business-wise, why would I go out of my way for you? Like, I'm not even doing it for me. Like, I'm not reaching out to this bitch for me. So now you think that I'm supposed to, because it's your birthday, with all due respect, I get that. But at the same time, I think it's unfair that you think because it's your birthday, that means I got to put myself in a predicament where I got to put my principles to the side for you. Because I would never ask you to do that. I would never be like, oh, for me, could you? No, I would not. Because at the end of the day, there's a reason why I stopped talking to this bitch. And they didn't nut up on you the way they nutted up on me. So you don't get to tell me when it's time to reach out, or if in fact I reach out at all. So here we are. He's telling me, yeah, can we host the event at your house? And I was kind of on the spot. So I was like, because in my mind I'm thinking, how we go from me, RSVPing to have the drinks at your house to now I'm hosting the event in my home. So I was kind of like, I guess that's okay. I said, well, how many girls you trying to invite to my home? She's talking about 8 girls. You want me to have 8, or taking my botanist out, 7 additional girls in my home that I don't know, who could be walking through the door with all kind of energy and spirits that I don't know if I want in my space? I just think it's kind of a lot to ask somebody on the spot. Kind of like on the spot. Because to me, you knew did you, the fact that the moment I said yes, that I would do my best to make it to your event, 2 minutes later you call me talking about you would like for me to reach out to this individual, and then you're going to hit me over the top of the head with, can we host the event at my house? It just kind of felt calculated to me, because you already knew that you weren't going to be able to do it at your house. So then why even promote that? Like, why even say, hey, I'm going to do it at my house? So that you could turn around and say, oh, hey, can I do it at your house? It's just like, I'm getting sick of people doing to me what I wouldn't do to them. I would never expect a person to, number one, not only do I want you to host my birthday, but I also want you to open your home up to somebody who you're not even speaking to right now. It would be one thing if I was going to your house. You can have whoever you want in your house. You can have whoever you want. Whatever energy you let into your space is your own choice. But I would never say to someone, it's already enough you want me to host it at my house, but now you also think that this person is welcome in my home? Because that's the reason why. Because they wanted this person to come. But I'm like, it's just selfish. It's selfish to me. And so anyway, I was like, at first I was kind of like, even though I was uncomfortable, I was like, I guess we can make that work. Me trying to be accommodating. And instead of him being the kind of friend that would be like, you know what, I can see you're uncomfortable, we don't have to do this. He allowed me to he saw me trying to figure out ways to be okay with being uncomfortable around this person. At no point did he say, you know what, you don't sound comfortable, let's 86 that. I'm like, well, the fact that we haven't spoke since that ordeal, it would be kind of weird seeing this person in my home. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I guess I could be cordial. But then I started thinking, why the fuck should I have to walk around in eggshells in a home that I pay rent and pay all the bills? I'm not walking around eggshells for nobody in my home. Much less this dumbass bitch who is arrogant, egotistical, a narcissist, a gaslighter, like all these different things that now I know it when I see it. No. So anyway, it was like he was like, yeah, well, maybe y'all could go out when they get there. Maybe y'all could go outside and have a conversation. Like, this is what I'm getting kind of sick of. I really like this person as my friend, but I'm noticing that I'm attracting certain energies to me. And one thing that I'm starting to realize is just because you're attracting a negative energy towards you does not mean it's because you're negative. Sometimes what it is people who are lacking certain things, who don't, who see those things in you. It's not that you are negative. It's that they see in you what they wish they could be more of, or something that they wish they had. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm all that in a bag of chips. I'm simply saying my emotional capabilities. I think that's one of the things that people see in me that they want to drain me of. What happens is they get around me, and when they see that, it's like, because I don't approach people like, oh, I'm this person off. Like, I don't do that. I'm this person off YouTube. When people meet me, it's just a normal person. Like, we're talking. I don't make you go out of your way for me. You don't have to gas me up. Like, I don't approach the conversation like that. And I think when people see that about me, they dig it, and then they want to drain me of that energy. And I feel like in his case, okay, you felt confident enough to not only ask that I host your birthday at my home, but then also to have 8 people that I've never met into my, 7 if you take out my botanist, 7 people that I've never met into my home, along with this person that I'm not speaking to. So the only person I would know is you. And it just seems like I've never asked you for any, that's a big favor to me. And that's the thing too. I find that people are very comfortable asking me for favors that I have never asked them for. And when I say ask them, I mean like even on the level. When I was meditating, I started asking myself, is it me? Because I feel like I'm cutting everybody off. And if I'm cutting everybody off, maybe I'm the issue. And on a level, I am the issue. Because it's the shit that I'm allowing to happen to me that is creating the hardship in my life. These people do not have dominion over my life. They don't have any real power over my life. I'm choosing to share that with them. I'm choosing to give them the power by allowing them to put me in situations that I'm uncomfortable with. Because to me, I would never ask, can I throw a party at your house? And by the way, this bitch that you fell out with, can I also invite her? And you want to know what would be nice is if you could reach out to them and smooth things over so that the party that you're going to be hosting at your house can go according to my plan. That's just, to me, so selfish. And it just seems to me like it isn't rocket science. I wouldn't even fix my mouth to ask that question. If I knew that I needed someone to help me with an event or whatever the case may be, I'm going to make it as easy as I can for you. The goal when you're asking somebody for a favor is to lessen the inconvenience. Don't make it more. Like, so hosting, then you want this bitch, you want me to reach out to this bitch, then you want this bitch in my home? Because you're not even asking me to reach out to this person for me. You're asking me to reach out to this person so that your birthday can go off without a problem. You get what I'm saying? And it just kind of, to me, feels kind of selfish. And to be quite frank with you, if it means that much to you, why don't you be the bridge over troubled water? You're the one who wants us both to be in the same room. I've already expressed to you and told your dumbass that I've reached out to this bitch and look how they responded. I've learned my lesson. This bitch showed me their true colors, and bitch, I'm not going to sit up here and try to make it into a narrative that I want. The bottom line is, you didn't receive criticism well. I was very respectful to your stupid ass. You didn't know how to receive it. You tried to gaslight me and make me the issue. You tried to make it seem like I was picking a fight with you when you literally are the person who started the whole altercation with a complete and total stranger. But now just because I'm pulling you to the side, I didn't even reprimand you publicly. I didn't reprimand you in the comments where everyone could see it. Bitch, I pulled you to the side. And like my homie from Los Angeles was saying, he was like, bitch, you even, because I screenshotted it and sent it. It was 10 screenshots. They were like, you even affirmed them and said, I still have love for you. I still love you. This and the fourth, we're still good friends. Like, it was all these different things that I was saying so that they didn't feel like they were under attack. Because my thing is, I don't want you to feel like you're under attack. Because if we're friends, then I'm just letting you know this is the boundary that needs to be respected. You know what I'm saying? And once I say it, we don't have to harp on it. It's just now you know in the future how to handle this. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you could not be addressed is very telling to me. And it's the type of friendship that I'm trying to get away from. I don't want to be in that energy. I don't want to be surrounded by a bitch or bitches and bitchettes that think that I'm just here for your enjoyment. But I digress. When we got off the phone, I had some time to think, and let me see what let me go to the text so I can just tell y'all exactly what I said. I will say his response was a very understanding response, but just the fact that you would even ask me is the problem. But let me tell you what I said. Let me see if I can read this without fucking it up too bad. I said, because initially I agreed, but I felt like I was put on the spot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it's his birthday, and, I've been knowing you since we were like 15, 16, and all this, that, and the fourth. But again, I've never asked you for no favors matter of fact, I can't recall, I've never asked him for any favor, actually. Since we were kids to now, I can't think of one thing that I ever said, hey, do you think you can help me with this? I've never. I've only ever just been his friend. That's not to say that he can't ask me for a favor, but you can ask me for a favor, but within reason. I just feel like people who you've never asked things for or from, who feel comfortable asking you for like these big favors, it just kind of feels like, why do you feel comfortable asking me for this huge favor when I've never asked you for anything this big? In fact, I've never asked you for anything, but now you feel comfortable asking me for this huge favor? Having an event where people, I don't know, energies in my home. I don't know how they're going to treat my home. You don't got no money to replace any of my items if anything get broke. So it's like, girl, and I'm not going to cash in my renter's insurance because I feel as though I want to use my renter's insurance when I need to use it, bitch. Not because you invited some bitch into my house who got drunk and broke my coffee table. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. So I said, having had some time to think, I don't feel comfortable with Daniel in my home. I spend a lot of time making sure my energy is right in my home and won't feel like I have to dance around this person in a space that I pay for on any level for any reason. I love you, and we can still work on your birthday stuff, but they are not welcome in my home. And even there, I was trying to accommodate them. I'm too goddamn accommodating. That's a flaw, actually. I think it's a good thing when you're dealing with people who aren't going to take you for granted. But what I'm learning about human beings, it just feels like if you give a bitch an inch, she for sure is going to take a mile. And I hate that because naturally I want to be helpful. I want to be helpful. But people make it to where you can't, because if you make yourself available, you're going to get taken advantage of. And I hate that, because why can't you just like honor our friendship and respect, you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that I'm here for you and I want to be a good friend to you. You know what I'm saying? But okay, I said, I don't want to risk getting into any drama dealing with this person. They've shown me that they are unpredictable and erratic, and I don't want that in my space. If we work something out prior to your birthday, that may change, meaning this bitch is going to reach out to me. That's why I said if, because I for sure will not be reaching out to them. That's a guarantee. But if they reach out to me and they say, look, having had some time to think about it, I did handle that wrong. You came to me respectfully, and I should have been more diplomatic in my response. So for that, I am sorry. But instead, I can tell them I'm sorry. And you know what they said to me when I apologized to them? You're not sorry, but you will be. See, this is the type of bitch that I'm dealing with. And I'm like, that really should have been a red flag for me. Because first of all, you'd be hard pressed to find a bitch that will apologize to you, period. Much less give you the kind of heartfelt apology. Sometimes I wish my eyes could record what I'm saying so that when I'm telling y'all these stories, I could just play it back for y'all so y'all could really see how it went down. I wish I could see how humble I was with my apology. It was a genuine apology, a heartfelt apology. And for this bitch to spin around and be like, well, you're not sorry. People are not sorry. People are never sorry. You aren't sorry yet, but you will be. Like, for you to respond to me like that should have shown me right then the kind of person that you were. But at that point, I was so wrapped up in, oh my God, my botanist is so amazing. I was so like on the cloud with you that I really didn't see it for what it was at the time. The veneer started to crack at that point, but it really started to shatter at the concert. I think the concert was really the turning point. From the concert to the last event, it was just too much for me. It was too early in our friendship to be having those type of issues is what I feel. But let me continue on. Where was I? I said, if we work something out prior to your birthday, that may change, but I doubt it, and I won't be reaching out to them as I've done that already and it didn't go well. And I don't expect that they will do the right thing and humble themselves. So again, I have no interest in sharing my space with them. I said, I'm not having a person that I fell out with in my personal space. I want to accommodate you, but I can't accommodate you to my detriment. I said, this was a last minute thing, and I was somewhat on the spot. I was expecting to go to your event, not host it. Even still, I'm willing to help, but it's asking a lot for me to host and to have people I don't deal with in my actual home. If that's a deal breaker, I totally understand. No hurt feelings from my end, and I'm sorry it didn't work out. I have to honor my boundaries and my comfort, and I don't feel comfortable with that. Anyway, sleep well, talk soon. Their response was very diplomatic. They didn't take offense to it at all. Their response was, no, you're completely fine. That makes total sense. What I might do is change the day, blah, 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 blah. So they were very understanding. But my point is that you even felt comfortable asking me that. I appreciate that I will give him that. That's the reason why I'm not like super duper butthurt over it. But when I sit down and really think about people in my life and the things that they ask me, like what they're asking of me, I'm thinking, when have I ever put you in a position where I was asking you to put your comfort level to the side to accommodate me? Never. When I said in the text message that they were not welcome in my home, I also said I'd still be willing to, despite, what I felt about the energies and I don't know these people, I was still willing to work with him as far as making it happen. You know what I'm saying? If he needs to use my space, okay. But that shows me that, again, it's kind of like an imbalance. Because whereas you wanted me to accept all your terms and conditions, I'm trying to compromise with you. And instead of you working with me to make your vision come true, you just altogether 86'd it. You see what I'm saying? Because he was like, oh, let me go back to it. No, you're completely fine. That makes total sense. What I might do is change the day and have it at my house. So, because I don't want this one person to come, for good reason, and you know the reason, because prior to your birthday, I already explained it to you. You felt comfortable putting me in that position. Had no problem asking for me to host the event, having 8 or 7 people who I don't know in my home. The only condition that I have is that I don't want this person who I fell out with in my personal home. That was enough for you to be like, okay, then we won't have the event. So it's like when it made you a little uncomfortable, then the whole thing fell apart. But even with me feeling uncomfortable with having strangers in my home, I was still willing to work with you. I just could not have this person that I'm at odds with in my home. And like I said in the text message, I would be open to a reconciliation if they could grow the fuck up and just admit that they were wrong. I'm tired of giving bitches passes. And I'm tired of people taking advantage of the fact that, oh, you're mature, you're reasonable, you're logical. Okay, that doesn't give you a green light to be illogical and to be, delusional in my presence. Because, oh, well, yeah, even if you're wrong, he's logical enough and fair enough to where if we explain to him, blah, 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 he'll come around and he'll put his comfort to the side because he'll understand that it's not about him. It's about me. It's my birthday. Anyway, that being said, I just want to come and vent about that. Yeah, it's just I need to grow to a point to where I don't want to assume that you're going to respect my boundaries. And it's okay for me not to assume it as long as I respect my boundaries, because whether you respect them or don't, they'll be honored because I'm going to put my foot down. So it don't really matter what you do, because if in fact you're disrespecting my space and my boundaries, it's going to get shut down. It's just one of those things we have to be honest with yourself and just admit the truth of who you are at this moment. The great thing about it is who you are today is not, an indication of who you're going to be forever. You know what I'm saying? It's the great thing is when you acknowledge who you are and where you are in life, that gives you choices. It gives you options. You get what I'm saying? You have choices. Now you can make a decision. If you're happy with where you are, then stay. If you're not, then change. And I think in so many ways, I'm very happy with where I am. And in other ways, I feel like I'd like to make a few changes. But I know what those changes are now. And now I can get about the business of making those changes come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest things is me respecting my boundaries. Absolutely not. This makes me uncomfortable. I love you. I'm not doing that. Whatever the case may be. But I think a lot of it has to do with my childhood trauma as far as feeling valuable in the family unit, feeling like I'm a part of the big picture, lack of community, etc., to the point to where I feel like sometimes I'm willing to sacrifice my own comfort just so that I can be a part of the community, just so I can be a part of that. But the great thing about the universe and how things work out is, I set out to make this Patreon platform a situation to where, although, yeah, it is what it is. It's the content, it's what I do for my work. At the same time, I didn't want that to be all it was. I wanted it to be more. I wanted it to be a community. I wanted it to be a safe space for people, a place where we could come and ask questions and not be judged and have real conversations. And you know what I'm saying? And the fact that we were able to make that happen makes me so happy, because this is everything that I've always wanted. And it couldn't be more perfect than it is. I feel like I'm working, doing what I love, able to provide for myself, and I love the people that I'm working for. I thoroughly enjoy you guys. We're developing these very real bonds and relationships with these people that are a part of this community, this Sublime culture. It's real. And I'm thankful because I couldn't force it, but I felt that if I bring that energy to the table, my prayer was that I would attract that. That's what I wanted to attract. And I'm just thankful that that seems to be what we're attracting to this platform, is people that are just down to earth, cool, fucking bout it people who represent for the team. That being said, I'm a little tired. I'm going to wrap this thing up. I love you guys so fucking much. Thank you for all you do for me. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for just being you, just being awesome people that I can sit here and be honest and just be me with. I don't have to do a whole bunch of extra shit. I can just come right here like this and just really connect with you all. And I know that you guys are going to feel me, because I know that you guys understand where I'm coming from and you guys know my heart. So thank you so much for just being you. That being said, you already know the drill. Via Seblan, Angelique Galisan, the best will always come through. And as always, until next time, baby, that's all there is.